Hey guys, it's been a while since you seen me last from beaver season. Just basically been working my tail off right now. Obviously gas prices are going up across the country, so I had a lot of questions about what I'm doing next year for trapping season, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do what I always do. That being said, time to start saving as much money as I can to prepare for what easily could be $7 gas come November. So just trying to work as much as I can and prepare for it. You know, there again, do your homework. But anyway, today what I want to talk to you about is oyster mushrooms. That's what I call them. Some call them golden oysters, elm oysters. I've already had one batch this year. We got a lot of rain here recently, and the second batch has started showing up on these elm or ash trees. It seems like they grow on sick and dying elm or ash trees, and there's some just not too far off the road on my way to work, and I noticed yesterday on my way home that the second round had popped. So brought the GoPro to work today, or I'm headed to work anyway, but as soon as I get off work I'm going to pick some oysters. I'm going to show you where to look, and you know, yeah, just show you what kind of trees we're talking, and how to harvest them. And then when I get home tonight, we're gonna cook them up, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. But these are definitely a mushroom that, man, they're so much easier than morels, guys, and there's so many of them. I would say an average tree has 5 to 10 pounds, but I found as many as 30 pounds off of one tree, and they're everywhere. I pretty much quit morel hunting because of this. Actually, one of my trees is right there. But I pretty much quit morel hunting because of the oysters. I think they taste better than morels, and they're everywhere. And not too many people are harvesting them, but you know, you can cook them up right there like I'm gonna do tonight. You can blanch them. A lot of what I've done before too is to hydrate them and throw them in the freezer. You can pull them out in middle of January, throw them in some lukewarm water, and boy, they just swell right back up and taste phenomenal. But it's hard to beat, you know, fresh mushrooms. But anyway, guys, good to see you again, and we're gonna cook up some mushrooms for you tonight. Also, when mushrooming, don't get pulled over. Whatever. It's been a while. I deserve it. All right, guys. Boy, I feel like I'm trapping again, running down here. Trying to show you what some of these oysters look like. Ooh, that's thorny. Before it starts to get kind of sporty with the weather, but this is the fallen tree. But you can still see the base of it. This thing's actually just filled with oysters all the way up into there even. This is really good. This is gonna be a good one. I'm not sure how many will get off this, but I mean, it does get a lot more full. I mean, I've seen it where it's just pockets like this all the way through the entire tree, but right there, you can see the old growth. That was when I had that last batch here a few weeks ago, and then you get fresh stuff like this. And they'll keep popping, all the way through June, July even. Boy, I don't know if you can see this or not. But way down there, we got a bunch of them, but I'd have to dig them out. But anyway, some good little cluster of mushrooms. We'll get them picked here. I'll show you how I do it. I'm just kind of taking this, guys, and just kind of rolling it away from the tree. That's all I'm doing. Good little cluster of mushrooms. So we'll get some more of these pulled and get out of here. All right, guys, so what we're doing here, we're doing the typical, you know, wash your mushrooms. Sorry. We got all kinds of bugs and little insects on these. If you look here, these little black spots, a lot of it I believe is actually like the bark of the tree that comes off on it. I find it on these a lot. I clean it the best I can, but you always end up leaving a little bit on it. But one thing I want to show you, you know, some of your bigger mushrooms, you know, you can peel them right off the root or right off the stem. Get some bigger ones here, just like so. But see here, just like this happened, I will cook this just like this. You know, with one side and one side, it'll cook down. I don't have to peel all these individual little mushrooms apart. Matter of fact, even some of these smaller smaller clusters like this, all I'm gonna do is just cut them in half and just cook them just like so. It's no real trick to this. You know, I'm pretty new to this, like I said, but these things taste amazing. So I cook them to where they'll cook down, and
when I prep them, I cook them in small pieces.
Of course you cook them in small pieces, but you're a better cook than me, but I'm just lazy. But I mean, you get chunks like this here. I mean, it's so small. It's not worth cutting individual mushrooms, but you can, you know, cut them into little pieces like so. And they'll cook down just fine, guys. So anyway, we're gonna finish washing these up, and I'll show you how we're gonna prep them. All right, so here, kind of explaining what we're doing. We got a little bit of egg wash with some milk in it, pretty common for mushrooms. What we're doing, we got them in just a flour, and I like this Louisiana fish fry. We do kind of a 50-50 mix of it, and that's what we're using to battering them in. We got a little bit of Lowry seasoning salt, give them a little step up, I guess, and just vegetable oil, guys. That's all we're doing. So I'm just gonna sit here and film. I'm gonna let her do all this fun hard work while drinking wine, apparently. So we'll see how carried away we get, but yeah, pretty simple, guys. That's all we're doing. We'll get a bunch of these floured up and get them in the fryer. So as the wife, Jen, is battering more, we got our first batch going. I'll let it go about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, and then we'll flip them. Pretty simple concept, guys, but man, these oysters are awesome. Something that Jen did ask me, she goes, do you like that big base on them, or do you want me to cut that off? I think that's one of the better parts, to be honest with you. It's really good. I leave as much base on as I can. Just the closer you get to the tree, the more junk that there is. But yeah, these things are they're good, guys.
He says they taste better when I make them.
They do taste better when you make them.
It's just because you didn't have to make them.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably watching NASCAR when they're made. So. I flipped that one a little early, so we'll give them a little bit longer, but there we go. No joke, guys. I will rather find these. I don't even go after morels anymore. For me, it's not worth it. When I can find, like this batch that we cut up today, that was off of one tree, and that was one of the smallest batches I've gotten off the tree. You know, like I said earlier, these things grow on what appear to be dying or sick elms, or even, what's the tree that has the borers?
Ash?
Ash, yes. On ash trees. Might be a few others, you know, like I said, I'm not real familiar with these, but it seems like when that tree starts getting sick or dying, these things come out in full force, but as it slowly deteriorates, you get less and less. This tree that I was on 2 years ago had, oh shoot, what'd I come home with that first year? Probably 30 pounds off it.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. But
one thing that we kind of used to is there's a mushroom identifier app.
yeah.
I think I've got it on my phone. Yep. It's this one right here.
I don't know how we'll be able to see it.
It just looks like a mushroom. It's called Shroomify.
Yeah.
And you can kind of pick what it looks like, and it'll tell you if it's edible, and you can pick, like, does it have the rib things underneath, or what color is it, if you're not sure, and then if you're in doubt, don't eat it.
Yeah, don't eat it if you're not sure. You're gonna end up seeing some purple flying unicorns or something, but oh yeah. These are gonna be good, but anyway, guys, that's pretty much all we're doing here. We're gonna get the rest of these cooked up and feast. Thank you. All right, so you see this one here. I mean, this is a, I don't even know what size pan this is. Probably 13 inch, 12, 13 inch pan, whatever size they come in, I'm not sure, but that thing looks huge. And believe it or not, that actually is not a big leaf or whatever you want to call it off these things. I've literally had them where one leaf will hardly fit in this pan, so.
I don't know if you call it a leaf.
Not a leaf, what would you call it?
Mushroom top?
Wow. One mushroom top?
I don't know. We need to know the scientific thing.
Yeah, we don't know.
Isn't it one mushroom?
Yeah,
Just
maybe.
one mushroom?
I don't know, they all come in one big cluster.
Plum, but they're all individual mushrooms.
Yeah. They self-identify, I guess.
The fungi hunk.
Oh god. Alright, we're ending this. Well, we got the last one cooking up here, guys. As you can tell, you know, that's a plate full of mushrooms, but I will promise you it will not last an hour. Yeah, don't judge me, but they are pretty good, guys. As you can tell, I got on pretty high heat here, but just phenomenal mushrooms. Don't pass them up, guys. You know, when I was told about these, I realized I've been walking past them for years, and now that I started picking them, man, I just, like I said, I don't even mess with morels anymore. These are way better in my opinion, and you find them in such big bulk. So